Hey guys, how's it going? BCHD here and welcome back to the Saving Fulham career mode on FIFA 19 where we attempt to save Fulham from relegation. It's episode number 2 and in episode number 1 I asked you guys in a poll, you guys contributed and we decided to play it out from the beginning. All you guys voted, 57% of you, even though a lot of you guys wanted to sim to January, the majority of you said to play the career mode out from the beginning. We're also addressing your comments like Sayarif Kai said, nice, sell Kamara, which I do believe Aboubakar Kamara has been causing a bit of beef along with Mitrovic in real life. I'm not too sure about that one, so let me know down in the comments below what is going on with that story, because I believe Mitrovic and Kamara are having a few fights on the field in terms of penalty taking, I believe. But we're going to continue on as Danny Brown did comment and say play a 4-2-2-2 and play Martinez up front alongside Mitrovic, because I didn't know whether to put Mitrovic up front or Martinez, but we can put them both up front in this formation. As you can see, we still have Sessegnon and Schürrle out on the left hand and right hand side, and we also have Seri and Carney in the midfield as well. The back four is Rice, Pavard, Fosu-Mensah and Brian, as well as Rico in goal. But that is going to be the formation going into today's games. We've got a few games to get through alongside a big London derby against Tottenham. But yeah, of course, the glitch in career mode where it switches your players around kind of stuffed us up a bit there, but I had to change it around. But now it is all sorted. The 4-2-2-2 is going to be one of our main formations this year, unless you guys want me to try out anything else, so leave it in the comments below. But we're going to be looking at some more comments, and the real SDC said to sign up a youth scout and sign high potential youth players for free and grow them to be the best, which of course is a great idea in career mode with the youth scout. So we sent a youth scout off to England to find us some fresh young English talent for us to use in this career mode and try grow them to be the next big thing, as well as Optical Gamer said to sign Callum Hudson-Odoi, Jason Sancho, Alban Lafont, Ethan Impadu. I saw all you guys' recommendations and I've put them on the transfer hub, as well as Ada Ammer said to sign Ali Adnan, which we couldn't because he's on loan at Udinese. Oh no, he's on loan at Atalanta, I believe, one of the clubs, and we can't sign him because he's on loan pretty much. But a lot of you guys do want me to sign Ali Adnan, which unfortunately we couldn't. But a lot of you guys' recommendations in the comments, I've put them on the transfer list, as well as Bertrand Traore, Vinicius Jr., a few in there that I've added myself, and Felix, Hermoso, Pepe, Beretta, who I've added myself. Kind of thought that would be a good fit for Fulham, but one that I saw mainly was, you know, these top 5, Ali Adnan, Hudson-Odoi, Sancho, and Pardew, Lafont. And I've also have the few that I added in episode number 1. And the real big one that I haven't mentioned yet is Ethan Bigsby's comment saying sign Gary Kay, who is experienced and a Premier League winner, and it's realistic as well. And I also saw in the comments that you guys were saying that he's actually linked to Fulham. I don't think it actually has gone through yet in real life, but Ethan Bigsby said it was realistic, and going into doing a bit more research into it, he is actually linked with the club. So Gary Cahill, of course, he's won the Premier League with Chelsea. He's an experienced English defender. Unfortunately, doesn't play with England anymore, but is on a free contract in January. But we're just going to sign him up now because we're not going to sim to January, because you guys voted in the poll, and I'm a man of my word. We're going to go out and outright buy him for £4.5 million. It's under his valuation. He's currently valued at £6 million, but he's going to become one of our highest rated centre backs in the club, and one of our most experienced centre backs in the club as well. And it looks like Gary Cahill is coming to Fulham, coming to Craven Cottage, the other side of London, I believe. Fulham and Chelsea are very, very close to each other in London, I believe. But Gary Cahill, we're going to delegate his contract, and he's going to be one of our highest paid players at the club. 65k to 86k a week is going to be the range. But we go ahead and sign yet another Chelsea centre back. We're sealing a few of their defenders. The London club is giving us some of their defenders some experience like Gary Cahill, and then there is the Welshman Ethan Impadu, another one which you guys were telling me in the comments to go and get, and we agree a deal worth £1 million for the Welshman, and he's got a high potential of 88, like high 80s this guy can get to. So we sign him up to be a backup in the centre back spot, or even I believe he can play centre defensive midfielder as well. So Ethan Impadu, a bit versatile. We sign him up on a 5-year contract. His squad role is going to be rotation, and we're going to get him on a wage a bit lower than Cahill. Cahill's wage is absolutely through the roof, but we'll get him on a 10k wage, and they are happy with that. And we make our first signing of the episode, second potentially, as Cahill might be on the way, but Ethan Mpadu is officially our first signing of this episode. He comes from London rivals Chelsea, so we're stealing a few of their players. He's going to rep the number 4, hopefully going to become a future centre-back for this club, and Fulham hopefully are going to use him well, and we get him on a permanent basis as well, not just a loan, which is of course a good thing because we can go on and train him for seasons to come. And I saw a lot of you guys saying don't sign the usual wonder kids in the comments down below, and I saw a lot of Jadon Sancho's, which I've signed in my part of my career mode, and I've also signed Ethan Mpadu right now, who I do have in my part of my career mode as well. And I decided not to go for the regular, wonder kid. Even though it is realistic, Jadon Sancho is English, I decided to go for a bit more foreign talent. I mean, you might not see him in every career mode you see on YouTube, but João Felix is a big talent from Portugal. He did go on and win the Under-19 Euro tournament last summer with Portugal, defeated Italy in the final. João Felix was one of the wonder kids that got added into FIFA 19, and we end up swapping Cabano plus a bit of money. So we're swapping out an old winger that we have and getting João Felix on the cheap. He has got a potential of 88 in career mode as well, so he has a big future ahead of him as well, and he's a Portuguese talent from Benfica. We swap Cabano in there just to get him on a bit of a cheaper price, but we go into contract negotiations with João Felix and his agent. He's going to be a rotational player for us, even though I think he might get a bit more game time than a rotational player, but he is going to be one of our brightest wonder kids at the club, and I decided to get him as an alternative to Jadon Sancho, which I feel like you guys have seen in a lot of career modes this year on FIFA 19, so I decided to switch it up a bit. Forgive me, but João Felix looks like he's on his way to Fulham, he's on his way to the Premier League, he's on his way to London, and that is officially our second signing of the episode. João Felix for 4.2 million plus Cabano, our old winger, who we're going to sell anyway, so we get a good deal there from Benfica, and Cahill looks like he's on the way as well. This little news article, sizable price tag for Felix, which I don't think it was, but he's 72 rated, worth 5.5 million. And it's just a great overall wonder kid in general for you guys to pick up. So yeah, João Felix is joining Fulham. Hopefully he's going to get some big game time this season and, be the bright young spark Fulham need this season. But we've signed the guy that a lot of you guys wanted me to sign, Gary Cahill, the man from Chelsea, the 32-year-old Englishman. A few of you guys said it was too old, but I feel like that is one realistic signing that we can all get behind. The Englishman, homegrown as well. 32, let's hopefully see him lead Fulham out of the relegation zone this season and, become a hero at this club, become a fan favourite at Fulham, which, we'd all love to see Gary Cahill become after he has fallen out of favour at Chelsea after winning the Premier League. But there he is, 79 rated. He's got a lot of aggression, heading accuracy, stand, tackle and strength are his main stats there. But we continue on. That is a big signing. So we're signing a lot of players, however, you guys didn't want me to sell the French striker Kamara, which we are going to get an offer from Sampdoria, Serie A club, and we are going to get a few million out of him. They want to offer 3.3 million, but we counter offer them with 3.5, I believe. As you can see here, some intense negotiating from BCHD. 3.7, we ended up accepting a deal with Sampdoria, so it looks like Kamara is going to be out of the club, a striker that you guys wanted me to sell. So, and I didn't think we were going to use him anyway, so I was going to sell him no matter what, but you guys reinforced my thoughts of selling him to give him off to Sampdoria. Hopefully they can use him alongside Fabio Quagliarella, but that's besides the point. We're going to our first Premier League game of this episode. It's against Tottenham, away from home, a big London derby, a big rivalry here, and we're going to be playing at their new stadium, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They still haven't played here in real life, even though it's in FIFA 19, but we're going into this one. As you can see there, I couldn't decide which kits to wear. Not that it's important, but it was just Tottenham and Fulham's kits are way too similar in FIFA and in real life. I mean, like, I don't know. I was just having a bit of trouble selecting kits there. But of course, it's Gary Cahill's debut alongside Pavard at the back. Mitrovic is starting, of course. Fosu-Mensah right back as we commence this Premier League game. The Tottenham Hotspur fans are waiting. And this is how they line up. They got Coleman from Everton, Michel Vorm's in goal, Llorente and Son start up top along with Dele Alli, but this is how we would line up. Fosu-Mensah, Pavard, Cahill making his debut, Brian, Carney and Seri in the midfield, Mitrovic and Martinez up top. And yeah, that is our main lineup this season, and it's how we're going into this Spurs game, as Seamus Coleman, their new signing, whips the ball into the middle to the South Korean. It's Heung-min Son getting Tottenham on the way at their new stadium, and they go 1-0 up. Poor defense from us, and we start this episode off conceding a big goal to Tottenham in this big London derby, of course. And what a whip it was from the Seamus Coleman, their new signing. And what a goal it was from Heung-min Son. We go 1-0 down. Rico, unfortunately, couldn't come out to meet the ball. He actually got a touch on it with his leg, but the shot was too powerful and ended up in the back of the net. As we go on to try find the equalizer, Carney whips the ball in. It's Cahill on the end of it. And what a way he could have got. He could have got his debut off to the perfect start there, but his header just goes wide. And Cahill still awaiting his first goal as Andre Schürrle comes in, takes a shot, takes another one, but takes a deflection and goes out for a corner. So very unlucky from the German winger there. As we get a corner from this, we cross it into the middle. It's Alexander Mitrovic, and the ball just goes wide of the post. And we are just missing that finishing touch at the moment, but we continue on after going 1-0 down. Mitrovic on the ball. He sees Ryan Sessegnon on the end of it. He takes a shot and it just goes over. And we continue on. Josef Martinez trying to set this game alight as he makes his way into the midfield. He finds Mitrovic, a nice little 1-2, but Tom Carney somehow gets it, gives it back to Mitrovic. Mitrovic finds Tom Carney, the Scottish man, and he puts it into the back of there with that left foot finesse shot. His favoured left foot, Tom Carney, the fan favourite at Fulham, gets the equaliser here for us at their new stadium, away from home, celebrating right in front of the travelling away fans. And we get our first goal of this match. The equaliser in the 37th minute. It was a lovely bit of play as Mitrovic won the ball back. It was Tom Carney that won the ball back. Mitrovic provided the assist, and Tom Carney did the rest with that wand of a left foot. He curled it into that bottom left-hand corner. Michel Vorm couldn't get to it in time, and it's Tom Carney's first goal for Fulham, and it's the equaliser here against Tottenham, which we were craving, which we were pushing for, and we continue to push for right before half-time as Schürrle finds Josef Martinez on this right-hand side. The striker cuts in the middle. Can he find someone free? Ryan Sessegnon gives it off to Mitrovic, but unfortunately right before half-time, we couldn't get the second that would have put us into the lead, but we continue on in the second half. It's Spurs on the attack here. Son somehow finds Llorente, and he has a shot that sprays wide, but it was a powerful shot nonetheless, and the Spaniard could have got Spurs' second, but we continue on. It's Seri in the midfield, finding Tom Carney, the goal scorer. He sees Mitrovic in the clear. It's Mitrovic one-on-one. He's got defenders on him, but Michel Vorm pulls out a big boy save, and the keeper keeps Tottenham at level terms here. Mitrovic I was going for the top right hand corner, but he somehow puts it in the left corner. Tom Carney wins that midfield scrap. Ryan Sessegnon on this left hand side, he puts the ball forward, he somehow wins it back. 3 Tottenham defenders on him, he cuts inside, takes a shot, Michel Vorm saves, and we couldn't get the goal there to put us into the lead. Unlucky from Ryan Sessegnon as Spurs are trying to find the equaliser here. It's end-to-end stuff, but Rico replies from Vorm and makes a save of his own as the midfield battle continues. Lucas Vieto, the substitute, somehow finds Josef Martinez, the Venezuelan. He's running through here on goal. He cuts back, waiting for someone in the middle. It's João Felix, the new signing. And he could have had the dream debut of getting the winner for us here at Tottenham. But we continue on. It's our last chance of the match. Vieto. And Vorm comfortably catches that one. And that would be full time. What a story it could have been. João Felix off the bench could have got his first Premier League goal in his first match off the bench against London rivals Tottenham to get one of our first wins of the Premier League. What a story it could have been. Unfortunately for him, the post denied him, and we end up getting the 1-1 draw against Tottenham, which is still a good result, our first point of the season, as we continue on with some player training with Ryan Sessegnon, Declan Rice and Valverde. who are looking to set the Premier League alight, the young wonder kids, as we continue on. After that Tottenham result, who we should have really got the win at, but Michael O'Reilly goes out on loan. Kamara is officially sold for 3.7 million. We end up getting 2.8 million in the transfer budget, and we continue on in this window. Joachim Mæhle, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but he is from Denmark in the Belgian league, a high potential right back who I thought we needed to get. We need to future-proof this team because Fosu-Mensah and Chambers they're on loan, so they're going to go back off loan at the end of this season, and we need to future-proof this team. So Joachim Mæhle, please let me know how to pronounce that name in the comments below, but it's not a typical wonder kid to go after, but he is a new and upcoming wonder kid in 2019 who we needed to get our hands on before he got too high overall and too expensive for us. But we offer Genk £5.5 million with a 10% sell-on clause. They are happy with that, and we can go ahead and finalize the contract negotiations with Joachim, who we're just going to call him Joachim from now on. We go ahead and delegate his contract, but he's going to be our future right back after Fosu-Mensah and Callum Chambers leave the club from their loan spells. So we continue on. We get a loan offer for Steven Sessegnon. I thought it was Ryan Sessegnon, but we block it anyway because the Sessegnon brothers are staying at Fulham forever. The Sessegnon pride, the family pride, will remain in Fulham forever, but we continue on in this career mode. We're making a few sales, but we do have Burnley coming up in the Premier League at home, which I thought we should simulate with our strongest starting 11. They did put up a really good fight against Tottenham, and Andre Schürrle, the German, got us off to the great start in the second minute. We weren't messing around in this one against Burnley, and we got the 1-0 lead early. Seri got the yellow card in the 7th minute, but that's all that would happen in the first half as we continue on against the Clarets, and it's 60 minutes gone by, and really nothing's happened since the first half. The remaining 10 minutes, it's still 1-0. We end up securing our first Premier League win through the simulation, but we have another game against Brighton coming up, which we will play away from home, and we do have an EFL Cup match round 2 against Stoke. But in the meantime, Joachim Mæhle, the right back, the high potential right back from Genk, has accepted his contract for 22k a week, and he is going to slot straight into the team, hopefully, and be a backup for Fosu-Mensah. Might even challenge him for a starting position. And yeah, he's got potential of like 86, I believe, and he's going to be a great addition once those two loanee right backs leave the club. For 5.5 million, got him for a bargain as well. And yeah, he's going to take the number 16. Let me know what numbers I should change on the players as he gets a number 16. As you can see, Claudio Ranieri is standing with him, and he's got some really decent stats. 88 stamina is the one that I'm frothing over, because that is absolutely key in career mode, needing players to have stamina. 89 acceleration as well, so he could be a very attacking fullback, the Dane, but he joins us in this attempt to save Fulham in this career mode, which we're starting out from the beginning. And as you can see there, that's our remaining transfer budget, literally 2 million, not even 1.7 million left in the bank. And we have an upcoming EFL Cup clash against Stoke City, Championship bound Division 2 side, and we have a bit of a rotated lineup. Vieto's getting a start, as well as Valverde. Schürrle is still on the right hand side, as well as Martinez, but Anguissa and Declan Rice are going to be in the and Pardew is going to be in the central midfield spot, as well as Alfie Mawson, Rice at centre back, Mæhle making his debut at right back, and Le Merchant at left back. But Schürrle again with the early goal against Stoke City at home at Craven Cottage in EFL Cup round 2. He scored in the 2nd minute in the Premier League and is now gone one better and scored in the 1st minute against Stoke City in the Cup. As we continue on, making a few subs, it's still 1-0. Are we going to get our first 1-0? No, Schürrle goes on and doubles our lead, but Bojan gets Stoke a consolation goal in this cup tie, but it wouldn't matter in the end. We don't hold on to the clean sheet, but Schürrle in the 1st minute and in the 78th gets his goal, and he's been on fire recently for us as we're coming up to deadline day of the summer transfer window. We can't really spend that much money, but we're going to make one more signing after this Brighton game, which upon recording this, I completely forgot to, buy with this remaining money we had, but we're going to be getting him in January once that transfer window opens up. It's going to be a secret. After the Brighton game, we will sign him after deadline day. It was my bad, I didn't sign him now, but he's not a really, really big player. He's a high potential hidden gem from Wolverhampton. That's all you're going to get, but wait till after the Brighton game. We will sign him, but this is deadline day. We didn't really get any offers except for a loan offer for Timmy Abraham, which we just go ahead and accept because he's getting nowhere near the starting 11, but we continue on with Matheus Cunha, which I thought we could afford, but we couldn't. After that, Mahele signing, the Dane, taking up 5.5 million of our transfer budgets. We continue on deadline day, trying to see, but Abraham's loan move got rejected anyway, so not really much business happening for us. We continue on to the last hour of deadline day, and that's overall our business done so far. We spent 74.8 million, and we've sold 20.25 million. That is a successful transfer window in my eyes, so hopefully the boys can continue on and do bits in the Premier League and hopefully not get relegated as we continue on. We've got a game against Brighton on the 1st, and we're going to go ahead and play that at the Amex Stadium. Mitrovic wants to start it, and we're going to put our strongest starting 11 on the pitch. As you can see, we're going into this game against Brighton needing a win. Fulham did go, I remember this game in real life. They went 2-0 up and they somehow drew 2-2. So hopefully that doesn't end up for us, but we're going to go ahead and play this in the black kit. It was a really nice kit. We did well with it against Tottenham, and that's the kit they wore in real life against Brighton. So we're going to go ahead and play our second Premier League game of the match against Brighton away from home. It's a foggy day in the south of England, but we continue on. It's raining as well. The Brighton fans sitting bottom of the Premier League, 3 games played, 1 draw and 2 losses, but it is early days for the boys. They've gone ahead and signed Tarkowski from Burnley. They are lining up like this. The Aussie Matty Ryan is in goal. Dunks at the back. Proper, Gross, Izquierdo, and Locadia up top as well. So Brighton do have a really decent side. They're going to be one of our rivals this season in the relegation / mid-table scrap. But hopefully we can get the better of them here today in the Premier League as we continue on in this career mode. And save Fulham. I haven't really got any goals for the club, but hopefully we can just survive relegation and save them in the long term as Josef Martinez makes a good run. He's put a beautiful ball into Ryan Sessegnon. He's one-on-one with Matty Ryan. And what a goal from the English left back. The Wonder Kid starting in the left wing position. And he is the homegrown talent for us. And what an assist it was from Josef Martinez. Our marquee signing this summer puts through Ryan Sessegnon, and we get our first opening goal in this career mode. We've always gone 1-0 down, but we get the opener here against Brighton, and what a start in the early minutes as well. Ryan Sessegnon with a cool, calm and collected finish, one-on-one with Matty Ryan. He's got in his 7th minute goal, and that's his first goal in the Premier League as well for the teenagers. We continue on. Mitrovic holding the ball up nicely. He gives it off to Josef Martinez. He finds Ryan Sessegnon again. He's one-on-one, but this time he couldn't guide it on goal and get the second. That could have been a quick fire double from the boys and from Ryan Sessegnon as well in the opening 10 minutes. But we continue on. The corner comes in from Tom Cairney. We don't see it get a header on it, but Ryan Sessegnon has another crack and it comes off the crossbar and he gets close twice. He could have had a hat-trick in the opening 15 minutes for the youngster, but Brighton on the attack here. Pascal Gross gives it off to the Iranian winger that goes back to Pascal Gross. And what a finish it was from the German midfielder for Brighton. He has absolutely smashed that one into the top left-hand corner. And what a goal from their little marquee player in the midfield. Pascal Gross has gotten the equaliser for Brighton here. Poor defending from us. We sort of let Brighton come on to us. And Gary Cahill couldn't do much about that one at the back. Rico nearly got a hand to it, but it was way, way too powerful for them as Valverde comes on, as well as Declan Rice in the midfield as we continue on attempting to get the winner. Rice wins the ball comfortably there. He puts it through to Josef Martinez. He finds Valverde on this right-hand side. The Uruguayan is through on goal. He hits it and it comes off the post. And similar to João Felix, it's happened to the Uruguayan Valverde, but Martinez has put through Tom Cairney and he gets the goal here. But unfortunately for the Scotsman, it's not 2 goals in 2 Premier League games for him, and he can't go ahead and celebrate with the travelling Fulham fans. It's offside. Unfortunately, Josef Martinez put a great ball into Mitrovic, but Tom Cairney couldn't time his run there, and it's 2 golden opportunities we've wasted there. And we could have got the winner against Brighton. Similar to the Spurs situation, we went and hit the post. We went and scored an offside goal with Tom Cairney. Sessegnon had a decent bunch of chances as well. But unfortunately for us, it wasn't our day, and Brighton do hold on to get the point there, unfortunately for us. But Sessegnon goes up to a 78 overall, which is good to see growth from the left-back Englishman as we continue on in this career mode signing. Our final signing for this episode is Morgan Gibbs-White, the central midfielder from Wolves, who is a high potential English wonder kid, has potential of 86 and higher, and he's cheap as well. He's only 1.2 million, and that's all we could really spend with our remaining transfer budget. And I feel like he'd be a great addition in January once the window rolls around, as we go into contract negotiations with the Englishman Gibbs-White on a 5-year contract. It's going to be a rotational player and might get a cup game here or there depending if we go for farther in the EFL Cup or FA Cup. And that is it for the Englishman. He goes ahead and signs for us. Stanislav, the Russian manager, is somehow his agent, but Gibbs-White has joined us, and he will join us in January when the transfer window opens up, because we signed him outside the transfer window. So more training going on there for the boys. But that'll be it, guys, for the Saving Fulham career mode in episode number 2 with Claudio Ranieri. Our next episode will have a game against Manchester City, which will be interesting because they're right above us in the Premier League. We're sitting in 11th, Man City sitting in 10th. That is our team that is going to go into the Manchester City match, guys. If you did enjoy this episode, please smack a like on the video, subscribe for some more FIFA 19 career mode content, leave your comments down below, follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description, and I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the very next video.